Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Africa Budget Pellet Gunner. So today we're going to be looking at our results, what we did in the benchrest competition, which was about 2 weeks back now. So let's discuss it. So basically we ended up shooting a 191 out of 250. So I was kind of hoping to get around about the 200 mark because that was what we achieved in some of our practice sessions. So I'm a little bit disappointed with the 191, but the conditions weren't the best conditions either when we did shoot. So quite a windy day when we shot and a lot of gusty wind, so that made it a little bit more of a challenge as well. So yeah, I think what went well, the gun definitely performed quite well. I think my shooting wasn't the greatest on the day. I felt that I made a couple of mistakes whilst I was shooting, so that definitely had an impact on the score as well. But yeah, overall not too unhappy about it. So some of the guys were using obviously higher end guns, like there was one guy using the Air Arms S510, another guy using the Air Arms S400, then there was a guy using the Walther Rain. The guys with the Air Arms, they shot between 220 and 230. That was their scores on the day. The guy using the Walther Rain shot 208. So definitely not too bad. And then it was myself on 191. And then there was another gentleman, one of my subscribers that joined us for the day, Yaku. So it was nice to have him around. He also shot a 191 using the PR900. So definitely nice to have some subscribers joining us for the shooting as well. And if you'd like to join, please reach out to me. I'll leave my email in the description and reach out and we can discuss some details about how you can join. So I think overall, not a bad day, not a bad starting point for the year. Obviously we want to improve, we want to get it over 200. I think it would be unrealistic to expect us to compete with the guys that's shooting with guns like the Air Arms. So there wasn't anyone shooting a FX this time, but there was definitely some much more expensive guns than what we're using. So I don't think it's realistic to expect us to shoot 230s, 240s with this gun. But I do think that we can get over the 200, and I think we can probably do that consistently as well. So some of the things that I felt that I need to work on. So what I noticed whilst I was shooting, so I was using the standard grip, which is kind of like pistol grip on this, and what I noticed was sometimes my trigger was, it seemed like the trigger was kind of pushing a little bit to the left of the target. Even though I make adjustments, I'm still shooting a little bit left. So that's one thing I want to really work on. You'll see I've actually put a little molded a piece on here. So that's to kind of do a bit of a thumb hold and see if that helps us so that we can get this trigger finger absolutely square. The other thing that I want to also try is, what I've noticed on quite a lot of guys that shooting benchrest is they do what they call almost like a finger and post trigger movement, which is something like this, which also looks like it can be quite simple and you're not going to influence the gun too much. So that's definitely something I want to look at. And then what I've also done is I've done the trigger mod on this gun, and you'll probably see that video before this one, or maybe you'll see this one first, but I've done the trigger mod on this gun, and it makes this trigger super light. I absolutely love it, and I think that's going to help us as well with our shooting. Another thing that we need to do going forward is to make some wind flags. I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be a nice DIY project for us to make some wind flags for this. So looking forward to that as well. But for today, what I'm going to be trying, I'm going to shoot 2 5-shot groups, one using the thumb, and let's see how we do with that. Basically the thumb hold on top here, and then trying to keep our trigger finger as square as possible, and the other one is to use the little pinch grip. And I'm going to do 2 groups of 5. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so you won't believe me, I tried to shoot this 3 times and every single time something happened that the recording didn't work. So yeah, basically I've tested 2 methods. So the first one I shot using the thumb up method, basically just trying to keep my finger in there and just hardly applying any pressure to the gun, just the trigger finger pulling the trigger. And that was for this first group, so definitely this group is not bad. Then when I got there to have a look at the camera, I saw it wasn't recording. Then I tried again with this group over here that you see on this side, and also very similar to the first group, as you can see, and that was again using the thumb up method. Then I thought, okay, well, I've already shot 2 groups now using thumb up. I'm gonna use the third one, I'm gonna use the pinch method. So basically all you're doing is just have these 2 fingers touching, one the trigger and one the back of the trigger guard, and that's it. Even your cheek, the back is very, very, very lightly touching the cheek rest, but you're not resting your cheek on the cheek rest. Just very, very slight pressure, and then a tiny little squeeze, and look at that grip. Unbelievable. That's 5 pellets, and I mean, if I can put a pellet next to it, I'll take a picture and show you. I think that group is maybe center to center, maybe 8 or 9 millimeters at most, maybe even less than that. So, but I'll put a picture to show you. So definitely an incredible group there. So yeah, I think going forward we're going to try that method a bit more. So I was shooting at 15 meters now, so obviously I'd need to test this at 25 meters and see if we get much of a difference. But definitely at 15 meters, that looks like a winner. So till next time, guys, happy shooting, see you around.